Hi, I'm Ken Smith, and I want to thank you for being a customer, and more importantly, taking the time to listen to this audio version of Sales Lessons from the Masters. This audio version is dedicated to you, especially to you who have ever experienced call reluctance and taken action to overcome it. Several years ago, I was responsible for conducting a program called Critical Steps. Critical Steps is a comprehensive training on selling critical illness protection. The sessions were 2 to 4 hours long with only 10 minutes of product training. In 2013, I presented approximately 60 to 70 sessions of Critical Steps training. The training was focused on the need for critical illness protection and on sales ideas and sales concepts. The basic sales ideas and concepts could be used with any product: life, income protection, long-term care, health insurance, whatever. The feedback from those sessions was incredible. New agents were excited because the focus was on sales ideas and concepts rather than product. Longtime agents told me it had been years since they had training like this. The newer agents wanted more. The experienced agents told me, "Those are great ideas I used years ago. They work so well. I don't know why I stopped using them." In the training, I included specific sales principles from sales giants Frank Bettcher and W. Clement Stone. The attendees loved Bettcher's and Stone's ideas. One week, I conducted 5 training sessions in Hawaii, including the state NAIFA convention. After each of those meetings, attendees told me that I needed to get this information into a book. Late in the fall of 2013, my friend Jeff Spain and I were discussing issues facing our industry. One of those issues was lack of actual sales training. After talking with Jeff, I knew it was time to act. I have a question for you. What's the difference between plagiarism and research? Here's the Ken Smith answer. If you steal one idea, it's plagiarism, but if you steal multiple ideas, it's research. And I admit to doing a lot of research through my career. My heroes have always been great salespeople in the life and health insurance business. I still get excited when I meet a great salesperson. I can always learn something new. The greatest life insurance salesman ever, Ben Feldman, said, "Only the fool learns from his experience. The wise man learns from the experience of others." When I started in the business, insurance sales were considered the major league of sales because the insurance agent doesn't have anything tangible like a car or an appliance. Insurance agents sell ideas and concepts. Insurance people were, and in my opinion still are, the best of the best. I hope you'll look at this audio version as a collection of the greatest hits from some of the greatest salespeople ever in the life insurance business: Frank Bettcher, W. Clement Stone, Ben Feldman, and Joe Gandolfo. It's an opportunity for you to learn from each of them. I selected these 4 because of the impact and influence they've had on me. Those who know me personally, who have been through one of my training sessions, or watch my video blogs, will immediately recognize my sources. They very freely share their ideas and wanted others to succeed. Today's world is dramatically different from the world in which they sold. Success and sales principles, however, do not change. I agree with W. Clement Stone that principles are like the laws of nature. They work 100% of the time. The law of gravity states that if you drop an object from the roof of a building, it'll drop to the ground. It will happen 100% of the time. It's never going to go up. The same is true with sales and success principles. They are constant, and my intent is to focus on principles. The problem today, we're looking for quick answers. And what's happened is we become blinded to the old principles that work and will always work. Did you ever wonder what happens to salespeople who don't follow principles? They end up unemployed. And you don't want to end up like this one unemployed salesman. He was out looking for a job. He stopped at the zoo and was talking to the zookeeper. The zookeeper said, "Things are horrible. Our gorilla just died, and we can't afford to buy another gorilla. We're worried that people will stop coming if we don't have a gorilla." He hired the unemployed salesman to dress up and act like a gorilla. The guy really got into it. He found that the higher he would go on a swing, the more people would come and the more people would applaud him. Unfortunately, one day the swing broke and he landed in the lion's den. He started screaming, "Help, help, save me!" The lion came over toward him and put his paw on his shoulder and said, "Shut up, buddy, or you'll get us all fired." With that, before I proceed any further, I have a few caveats. First, my apology to my female listeners. Many of the quotes come from a time when there were few women in sales. Fortunately for all of us, there are more women in sales today. Second, at one time when life insurance sales were whole life sales, volume was used to measure production. Volume equaled face amount. For example, if I sold a $100,000 whole life policy, then it was $100,000 in sales. Feldman and Gandolfo's records are impressive today. Their records are even more impressive when you consider inflation and that at the time they were selling, the cost per $1,000 of insurance was even more expensive than it is today. And third, please note how I'm presenting these ideas. Becher, Stone, Feldman, and Gandolfo each have separate chapters. Each chapter focuses on the person and the unique sales ideas and principles related to that person. The last chapter focuses on the common denominators that made these sales giants so successful. Here's my expectations for you. Above all else, this audiobook is about you. It's about you taking these specific sales ideas, sales concepts, and unchanging sales principles and putting them to use to help you become more successful. I want you to write down the things you think of as a result of the principles and what I say. Now, the exception is if you're driving, wait till you stop. I don't want to be responsible for any accidents. And at the end of each chapter, when you write down those thoughts, pick one idea and then focus on how you can implement that principle.